Okay, so we're good to go. So this session today is all about childhood attachment. It's called From Pain to Peace. It's all about healing childhood attachment wounds. And my goal today is to help you understand how early attachment, it really impacts the way we live out our adult lives. And most importantly, what I'm here today to tell you is that yes, you can heal and you can establish a secure attachment so that life becomes easier for you. So who am I? I'm Helen Doyle. I am an emotion, soma, and solution-focused hypnotherapist, but I'm really specializing in deep emotional healing. So when I'm working with my clients, I've actually seen it so often up front, how hypnotherapy is used in the rewiring of the subconscious mind so that you begin to release painful patterns, the ones that we repeat over and over again, and we're wondering why things aren't working out for us. And as we go through the hypnotherapy, we help people to feel more secure within themselves because probably it wasn't established when they were little, as a little child. And so we can do that ourselves as we go on in life. So today I'm going to cover three things with you. I'm going to cover how childhood attachment shapes your adult experience. Then we'll cover how unresolved attachment wounds can show up in your life again. And then we'll look at how hypnotherapy can help you to break free and create that lovely, deep inner security within yourself, which is your secure attachment style. Okay, so we'll get into it straight away. And so we'll start with that foundational question, as in, what is attachment? Well, attachment is the bond that is formed between the primary caregiver, could be the mum, could be somebody else, but whoever is the primary caregiver, that bond between the primary caregiver and the child. Now, if those bonds are loving, consistent, secure, then great, we develop a secure attachment style. And that means we grow up feeling safe, feeling the ability to go out there in the world and explore, and we're able to navigate through relationships in life, and we can do that with ease, and that's the perfect scenario. But for any small child, and I'm just going to see if I can share my screen just with you in a second. For any small child, there are three questions that come into play, and it has to be a yes to each of these questions. So just in your own childhood, you might like to think and see, did I have yeses to these? So just to see if I can share the screen, just bear with me. No, I had it earlier. Sorry, hit the wrong buttons now. Yes, I had it. Okay. Bear with me. Share the screen. And this one little picture that I would really love for you to see. So just let me know if you can see it there on the screen. Yes. So it's a lovely young girl. It could be a little boy, but it's a very young child. A young child who's like, doesn't understand. They don't have the reasoning, that cognitive ability to reason or to verbalize what they're thinking. But there are three parts that every child needs to understand. And they're going, are you available when I need you? I need you now. Are you available to me? And are you responsive to my needs? Are you going to answer me and look after me? And that has to be a yes as well. And the third one for that young child is, are you engaged emotionally in me? It's one thing to kind of go, yeah, but not actually have that feeling with it and the love that goes with it. So the young child needs those three yeses. They need to know that you're available when they need you. They need to know that you are responsive to their needs and to be there to care for them and help them. And they need to know that you are engaged emotionally in their lives. And so thus what we call the ARE, 3 questions are you available? Are you responsive? And are you engaged emotionally? And so I just thought I'd give you that there, because we're moving on from there. Just coming back again then to the actual situation itself. So there has to be three yeses for all of those. But now on the other side, if the caregiver, could be a mom, could be somebody else, as I said, if they're inconsistent, if they're emotionally unavailable, they've got so much going on in their own lives, they're already struggling with their own emotions, they're not available then. If they blow hot and cold, one day they're great, the next day they're go away from me. If they're even neglectful, that is very confusing for that young child. And that young child can then develop an insecure attachment style. Now, how does an insecure attachment style show up? It shows up in us later on because we have an anxious attachment. We're kind of clingy, or we're afraid that somebody's going to leave us. We're over-analyzing all of our relationships. Do they really like me? Why did they say that? The GRC just come because they thought I needed. So they're analyzing, overthinking, and worrying about their relationships and their connections all of the time. It could be that they have an avoidant attachment, where they're feeling emotionally distant. They're completely independent. They don't rely on anyone. And as a result, they feel like they're pushing people away. They struggle to be intimate with people. So they're like the real, I'll do it myself. So I can't depend on anybody else. I'll do it. All of that kind of thing is showing us that there is an avoidant attachment there, not getting too close. But then again, you can have this disorganized attachment where it's like a mix of both. Where are you? I need you. Oh, just go away. Now isn't I do it myself. Leave me alone. So they get it all confused, and they're moving into that. Actually, is more like a sign of early trauma at that point, and there's real unpredictability in their childhood, and it's coming out hot and cold. Don't know, in and out. So it's important that these attachment patterns, they don't just affect the way we relate to people. There's much more behind it than that. They affect the self-worth of the individual themselves. They affect the emotional regulation as to if you can come back into balance if something has happened. And they even affect our career success. It could be we're sabotaging ourselves and putting blocks in our own way. But here is the good news, and this is why I'm here today, because those attachment styles are not set in stone. They are not the be all and the end all, and you're stuck forever, because those attachment types can all be healed. So how can they be healed? Well, if you first of all, if you learned them as a small child, when we're doing the hypnotherapy together, that means that we can sort of unlearn them, or as I like to say, we neutralize them. Difficult thoughts, difficult emotions, we can neutralize them. And as we clear that space, instead of just leaving it blank then, because nature abhors a vacuum, something's going to come in and fill it. Well, that's where we come in and we plant the new seeds and seedlings of secure attachment so that it begins to change the way you present in life, the way you show up. And that means you can create a better, more secure attachment style for yourself. So, how do attachment wounds show up in daily life? How do they affect us, let's say, as an adult today? Well, one of the things that happens is that there can be self-doubt, overthinking things, that real questioning underneath of, am I good enough? Do they like me? So it points back to that insecure, anxious style. where you want approval from other people. You have to be seen, you have to be loved, you have to be liked. And the root behind all of that, really, the root cause of that really is probably where there's an attachment style or a thought pattern that's going, I'm not good enough. They don't care about me. I'm just not good enough. So they have to earn other people's, they need that appraisal from other people. Another way that it can show up, or insecure attachment can show up in daily life, is like where there's a fear of abandonment or rejection, where people will stay in, say, for example, unhealthy relationships. They'll stay in those relationships. They'll have the knowing somewhere within them that it's not the right one for them, that it's damaging them, that's hurting them, but they don't seem to know how to break free of that because they're afraid of the loss, and they're afraid that they're just going to be able to get another love relationship. But on the other side of that, it could be that people are avoiding love altogether, where they don't feel that they're worthy of it. Again, they're not good enough. But it also comes down to the fact where they can't trust. They've never really learned that ability to be able to trust that somebody else can be really and truly there for them and is there to mind them, protect them, love them. They've never really known that, and they just don't trust that it's available to them. It could be that, other people then struggle with trusting in general. They question people's intention. Why did they go over there when all the rest are over here? And why did she say that? So they're questioning what people are saying. They're questioning what people are doing. They don't trust. They fear intimacy as well. They're pushing people away because they don't want to get involved, because they can't trust that this person will stay or this person will be there to be kind to them. And then there can be those emotional highs and lows. Highs where they're feeling intensely anxious. Or it could be the other spectrum, where people are shutting down and they're just not wanting to get involved with people because they're feeling very triggered. So all of these reactions, I suppose you'd call them, all of these reactions all have a root, a base that's going on in the background. And the root of most of those patterns, they're all in the subconscious mind. They're banked into the subconscious mind since that person was a tiny child. They have beliefs within themselves established when they were a child, and those beliefs are now with them as adults, and they're running around in their body, their mind, their breath. They're just in that belief of, I'm not good enough. Or maybe they're in that sense of belief of, I have to really please people because that's the only way they love me. So they do anything to try and get attention. Or it could be that maybe there's a belief in them that's like, I just can't trust anybody else. So I'm going to have to face this and live this life on my own because you can't trust anybody else. So in that sense, I always find, by the way, that when I'm working with people, the actual belief, it's set in at a time when something was happening in the child's life, and it got banked in there to try and help protect the child. So those kind of beliefs within us were set up to protect us. They were wanting to help us. But they are no longer helping us. They are no longer protecting us. In fact, those beliefs are keeping us stuck from moving on in life and from having more enjoyment of life, feeling more relaxed in life. So they've now become a hindrance. And that is really where hypnotherapy comes into play. Why is hypnotherapy so good in the process of healing childhood attachment wounds? Well, it's a powerful tool, in fact, because hypnotherapy works directly with the subconscious mind. Now, we know that all of the beliefs, all of the thoughts, all of the feelings, they're all banked there in the subconscious mind. That is where they're stored. And because by using hypnotherapy, we can go in and access the subconscious mind, then we're in a position to work with those deep beliefs. So during a hypnotherapy session, when I'm working with a client, the first thing I will do is make that client feel lovely and comfortable and relaxed, safe in my company, and they're in that space, they're perfectly secure. And once the client is lovely and comfortable and relaxed, then I can access the subconscious mind and begin the reprogramming of that old core wound, that old attachment wound. And the way it's done is that I neutralize the feelings attached to it and the thought patterns that keep looping around that are attached to it. Once that is done, then I don't just leave it. Into that space, together, the client and I plant those lovely new ways of being, those better emotional responses, those better thought patterns. So instead of just talking about the issue and talking about it and talking about it, we go straight to the source of the problem, in fact, and we neutralize all of that emotional pain at the very core of that problem. So, for example, I had a lady who was dealing with anxious attachment. She constantly needed to be reassured and to be told she was good and she was, doing great or whatever. And when we went through the hypnotherapy session, we discovered, and I say we because we worked together, we discovered that there was childhood memories in there, and one of them stood out for her particularly. It was a time when she felt ignored by her mother. Now, her mother loved her dearly, but in that particular time, she felt that her mother did not care about her. She was on a stage performance, and there was, a few of them together doing this performance. And when the performance was over, she was so pleased with herself. She was just so delighted. And as her mum came towards them to meet them after they left the stage, her mum didn't look directly at her and say, "Well done, you were great." No, her mum looked at the other little girl that was with her and said, "Oh, you did great, well done." The mum didn't mean any harm, but the child who wasn't acknowledged, her own daughter, felt that she was being ignored and she wasn't getting that response that she needed. Yes, the mother was available. She was coming towards her. Yes, she was responsive. She was putting out the hands and all the rest. But was she emotionally available? No. She spoke to the other child and gave the warmth and the congratulations to the other child. Why did the mum do that? Because she knew that that little girl's mother was very ill in hospital and couldn't attend that concert. And she was trying to be kind to that other little girl. But the child didn't know that, didn't understand that, and felt dismissed. How easy can it be to get a situation wrong and to feel the brunt of, I'm not good enough? So when we worked with that little girl, we just neutralized the way the emotion had impacted her, the way the thoughts had gone through her head, and the understanding that her mum was not just doing a good job, she was doing a great job. She was trying to be too much to everybody, and that was her issue, not the child's issue. And therefore, we could regulate again and come back to a lovely secure attachment style within the little girl. I remember as well, I had another lady, and she just really lacked self-confidence. She didn't know her worth at all, at all. And it seemed to have happened because as she grew up in her family, she actually felt like her mum didn't like her. Not like her other siblings. Her mum gave out to her more. Her mum used to slap her. And she began to realize that I'm not as good enough. She doesn't like me. I can't trust her reaction. She's nice one minute and then she could turn on me. So she just didn't understand what was going on in her life as a small child. You see, attachment wounds, as we go through life with them, they're like an acid stinging us. They're just there and they're stinging all the time. But the beauty of those is they can be neutralized. You know, like the same way as you'd neutralize an acid, we can neutralize those acidic type thoughts and feelings that are in the body and mind, so we can come back to a better and easier way of living. So that secure attachment based on how the person wants their life to be, how they want to feel in their life, then they're planted into the subconscious mind so that there's a much kinder, happier future ahead. So working with old memories, shifting that old, difficult emotional charge within that memory, that girl, then she no longer felt that rooted feeling of being insecure or abandoned or not good enough. She was able to change that with the help and practice of coming to me to bring that into her own self-love. She began to realize actually she didn't get that feeling of self-love when she was small, probably because the parent had her own issues. Everybody does. And so now we can take it as an adult and we can start creating the way we want it and gaining our own self-love. And that's the really important part. So honestly, it's the whole thing behind the hypnotherapy is where we're training you right back into having that self-love and beginning to reconnect within yourself to that secure attachment that you are now creating in yourself and gifting and giving yourself. Caregivers, any of us who are caregivers, and we're all caregivers at some stage, we don't always get it right. But as adults, it is our own business to make sure that we replace that old emotion and we look out for ourselves and we give ourselves that sense of love and security and caring that was needed. So we can be there for ourselves, available for ourselves, responsive to ourselves, and emotionally engaged with ourselves. The 3 R's, like the child again, we can do that for ourselves. And this is then brings us into that feeling of ease and confidence and love that is so important in our lives. So I'm hoping this is making sense to you. If there's any questions that are arising within you as you think, you know, oh, what was it like? Did I feel this? Or feel free to connect with me. You can drop a message in the chat, or you can send me a message, or you can book a one-to-one free consultation just to go through things with me if that's what you feel is most helpful for you. But I would be delighted to help you and talk with you on this, because as small children, we've all misunderstood what was happening around us between families and friends and teachers and schools and all of the rest of it. And once we begin to realize we can reframe that old memory and that old emotion and those thought patterns and bring it back into a much nicer, calmer, easier feeling within ourselves, then we can recreate situations and gain secure attachment within ourselves. So today, I'm just going to do a very short, just a grounding exercise with you, just to show you that a small shift in how you feel can make a big difference in your life. And so I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of what a relaxation session hypnotherapy session would actually be like if you worked with me. So right now, I'm just going to invite you just to sit back, and if it's safe for you to do so, just to close your eyes and just allow yourself just to become aware of your breath. So once you're not driving or operating any machinery and it's safe and you won't be disturbed, sit back, close the eyes, and just relax. That's it. And just begin to focus on your breath. And imagine that the room that you're in right now, imagine that it is filled with perfect relaxation. Perfect relaxation that just inhales into the very core of your being, traveling right down into your lungs, traveling out to every cell in your body, so that each and every cell is receiving that lovely feeling of relaxation. Just allowing it now to move through you deeper and even deeper still. Maybe you'd like to imagine your favorite color. And as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in that beautiful color, taking it right into the center of you. Imagine then that beautiful color, so soothing, so comforting, so relaxing. Just imagine it as it travels right down through your lungs, traveling right out through your body, moving right out into every cell within your body. It's so comforting, so soothing, and so relaxing. And right now, just focus on the out-breath itself. Just imagine or feel the feeling as your shoulders just drop with each out-breath. Each out-breath, you're just letting go of the old, used-up air. Just letting go of any tension or stress or worry. Each out-breath taking you deeper and even deeper still into that lovely, easy, comfortable relaxation. And just imagine that you can drift across time and space. And you can allow yourself to be the very best version of yourself, where you are giving yourself permission to be loved, cherished, cared for, and honored. Because when you arrived into this planet, you arrived in as a beautiful new baby. Absolutely perfect in every way. Your energy came bounding into this world, so perfect, so pure, and so excited to be here. And I know, I understand that you've come through difficult situations. Maybe things happened. Maybe you were upset. And it was difficult for you to understand. But right here, right now, you can take back your control. You can take back that feeling that, yes, like the day you arrived on this planet, you are good enough. You are worthy. You are lovable. And you are safe. So like that tiny little baby's energy, I want you now to imagine your own tiny self. And just maybe placing your hands upon your heart, just repeat in your mind after me. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am safe. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am safe. And one more time. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am safe. Feel the feeling of allowing yourself permission to feel loved and worthy and safe. And you can give yourself permission to be loved, to be worthy, and to be safe. So from this moment, feeling loved, feeling worthy, feeling safe is something that you cherish deep within your heart as you return to your own wonderful newborn energy within you. And this, my friends, is just a sample, a short sample of how it is that we can reprogram the mind with the thoughts, reprogram the body with the feelings, so that we can achieve the solution that we need, where we are loved, we are worthy, and we are safe. And this is something that is yours. It is your birthright within you. So counting you back again then from 5 to 4 to 3. This lovely feeling now gives you that sense of exactly how special you are, how worthy you are in this world. Coming right to the surface from 2 right up to 1. You can just wriggle your fingers again, wriggle your toes, and just take a nice deep breath and come right back to everyday awareness. Now that is just a very short glimpse of what is so possible, so excitingly possible for everybody to neutralize negative thoughts and feelings, and to come right back into the beauty that we are within us. And that is our birthright. And so, healing attachment, it's not about fixing yourself. You were never broken. You are not broken. It's about realizing that those old thoughts and patterns that you had, they no longer serve you. And that it is your birthright to step into that most confident, secure, worthy, safe, calm, inner self that is waiting to connect with you. So I'm wondering to give you just a second to think, what's your biggest takeaway from this message here today? What is that takeaway that resonates with you? You don't have to share it. It's just to check and see, what is it that actually made sense to me today? What resonated with me? And because I work with clients to help release limiting beliefs, to help rewire the subconscious patterns, and so that they can step into secure attachment within their lives. Well, then, if there's anything in particular there today that resonated with you, and if you'd like to engage maybe on a deeper healing within yourself, or let somebody else know what's available, then I would be delighted, absolutely delighted to help you. And I can invite you to make contact with me, send me a message, or if you wish, you can book a free consultation on my website, which is www.helendoyletherapy.com. If you go onto the schedule there, you can book a time slot, 30 minutes, and I would be delighted to chat with you there. So thank you so much for joining me here today. And your healing journey starts exactly in the moment you're in, because that's where we all begin. Thank you for joining me here today. Just wondering if anybody actually has any questions or anything, if there's anything anybody wants to just check back in with me about.
I just want to say thank you. It's great to understand a little bit more. And like, I'm going to share, like, the takeaway for me is to know that we're not broken.
Absolutely.
And it's nothing needs to be fixed, but we just have to look into it and rewire.
Yeah, exactly, Vivian. Absolutely. You got it in a nutshell. I couldn't have said it better myself. We're not broken. None of us are broken. And we can just rewire, just to have ourselves the way that suits us as we go forward. So it is great knowledge to have, isn't it? And yeah, so I look forward to meeting people and to doing lots more of this work, because I've come through the process myself, and it's just amazing to see the changes. And we are a work in progress. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Vivian. That was lovely. Okay. So, right, we can get back to the day again. Have a wonderful day, and just know that within you, yes, you are worthy and loved and safe, and that is your birthright as well. Okay, so I let you go for now. Bye for now, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye for now.